Hi guys, so as you can see, I do not have a cute, cuddly, bouncy little baby on me, but what I do still have is a rather large bump. Yep, I'm still pregnant. So I'm now 9 months, and yeah, in one way obviously really happy to have made it through to 9 months. On the other hand, I'm like, seriously, oh my goodness, it's going to go on forever like the last one. I'm sure you other pregnant mamas out there are feeling the same. I think once you get to 9 months, you're like, right, I've had enough of the like sleepless nights and the not being able to put on socks and the heartburn and all those fun things. So I'm now 39 and a half weeks, so I'll be completely full term, so 40 weeks in another 4 days. See, trying to work it all out in my head. My last pregnancy, I was 16 days overdue, so I'd say this one I will be going overdue as well. Although I did have a sweep today because I'm having early sweeps. They normally don't do them until after 40 weeks, but because of my sort of long pregnancy the last time and also some issues I had being induced, I've been under consultant care. If you've watched my other vlogs, I've chatted loads about it. Anyway, I've been seeing a consultant and they wanted me to try and have sweeps at 39 weeks. So I had a sweep today. If you don't know what exactly a sweep is, look it up. It's not the most pleasant, although actually it wasn't as painful as I'd been expecting, and it didn't seem as painful as when I'd had them the last time with my daughter. It hasn't made anything happen just yet, although I have been having like what feel a little bit like sort of period pains and cramps, but they're quite mild, so I don't think it's like completely kick-started labour or anything, but hopefully it's helped things along. And she did say I'm 1 centimetre dilated and that my cervix is central, which apparently is good, rather than it being posterior, and apparently for 39 weeks it's all good signs. So I don't think she thinks I'm going to go into labour in like the next sort of day or two or in the next few hours, but hopefully I won't go as far overdue as I did with my first daughter, because this one is a girl too. So yeah, the last few weeks since my 8-month vlog, which was at 36 weeks, yeah, what has happened? Well, I finally got my bum in gear and I'm getting organised for the little one, because I'd sort of left everything just with moving house and with it being Christmas. So I finally like got all the things that I've needed to get, and we sorted out, well, obviously I already had a pram from my first daughter and Moses basket, but I got all those things like washed, and you know, you have to take off all work out how like the car seat covers come off, not easy, and try and put them all back on again. Same with all the stuff for the pram and the Moses basket, but I've got all that washed and sorted out and cleaned and put back together. The car seat's now in the car ready and waiting. I finally done my hospital bag. There's still just a couple of things I'm waiting to get for the hospital bag. I got a new sterilizer set for bottles, although I am planning to breastfeed, so I don't know whether I'll need them initially, but I thought, well, just get them because then I have them, and I want to just make sure I've got as much as I need or that I can get, seeing as I have the time to think about it. Other things that have happened in the last 3 weeks, the bump has definitely grown, and it's also definitely dropped. Apparently the baby is now about 3/5 engaged, which I think is quite a good sign, although second pregnancy apparently they can pop back out again, so she could be 3/5 engaged and then tomorrow be out again, but every time they've tested me recently she seems to have been 2/5 or 3/5 engaged, so I'm hoping that she's going to stay down that way. But although the head is down and engaged, and everything was good at the midwife today, there was one concern that the midwife had today about the fact that the baby, or the bump, is still measuring small. I'd mentioned this again in my last vlog, so I had to go and have a scan a few weeks ago to see if the baby was like okay size wise, and the scan showed that she was absolutely on like 50th percentile, really fine size wise. But because when they measured me again today, I'm still measuring really quite small, nearly 5 centimeters smaller than I'm meant to be. So the midwife phoned the hospital and they said they wanted me to go in for another scan. So I'm going in a couple of days for another scan just to check that there aren't any issues with amniotic fluid and the placenta, which is a wee bit worrying when you hear like, oh, there could be issues, but I know I'm being really well looked after. It's probably just precaution. And, you know, they did think she was measuring small before, and then when I had a scan, it all came back absolutely fine. So I'd rather get it all checked out and just see how things are going. The bump has dropped, yay, which means that the heartburn, which was killing me, has finally eased, and that's been so much better. I'm still having a bit of pregnancy insomnia, but I think that's more, it's less because I'm of heartburn and more just, I guess, slightly discomfort, and also maybe a bit of anxiety and general stuff. So I'll maybe have like one night where I don't sleep at all, but I am having other nights where I'm sleeping, apart from getting up to pee a lot. Seriously, it's like, oh my goodness, I can't wait until the point where I don't have to pee like every half an hour. I'm literally, every time I go to a shop, I'm like walking in going, sorry, have you got a toilet? Can I use your toilet? I'm pregnant. I've seen, as I'm talking about sort of the bump lowering, I'll show you what the bump looks like now at 39 weeks. So here it is, if I can move back a bit. Oh, it's really quite white and a bit veiny now, so I apologise, but obviously because it's pushing against everything, you know, it's pushing against all my skin and veins and everything else. So this is the bump at 39 and a half weeks, and it's very solid, very hard, and very huge, feeling very heavy, but has gone down a little bit. You can see she's quite low down there now. And then from the front, with my really weird belly button, I don't even know what it's done, it's just like flat. If I feel there, it's so weird looking. I apologise for my weird belly button. And then this side, I definitely think I'm bigger this pregnancy than I ever was with Sophia, and I thought I was huge with Sophia, but this one I'm like, I saw my mum last night and even she was like, oh my goodness, you're huge. So then when I've heard today, they said to me, oh, your bump's measuring small. I was like, really? But then when you're lying down, I guess it's all lying into you, so I don't know, but I'll find out anyway on Friday, if I make it that far, if the sweep hasn't worked, but I'd say I probably will be at the scan on Friday, but we will see. So other things that I've been feeling over the last like 3 weeks or so, or the last few weeks, and coming up to sort of 9 months around that time, I've been extremely emotional, like literally crying at everything, and there are times when I'm like, I'm just being totally irrational, and I can't control it. It's literally like the other day I forgot to put a colour catcher in the wash. A colour catcher, I'm a bit obsessed with like whites and darks and everything being separate in the wash, and I put a wash on, and it was a delicates wash, and I shoved a load of different colours in just because they were all delicates, but forgot to put a colour catcher in. Even though I was washing at like a really low temperature, I was still like, oh my goodness. So I cried because I forgot to put a colour catcher in the wash. Anything really at the moment will make me cry. My poor husband is literally having their days. He's just like, I'm just gonna leave you to it and go upstairs, which is probably the best thing to do. So any husbands or men out there watching this, sometimes just, you know, we're a bit hormonal at the moment. Please be understanding. It is the pregnancy. We're not always going to be like this. And yeah, just maybe like leave us to it, or run us a nice bath. You know, that's an idea as well. I have been having a few Braxton Hicks, which I mentioned in my last vlog as well. They've been getting stronger and stronger, and the other night I actually thought I may be in labour and ended up phoning the triage midwife, and they wanted me to go into hospital, but I'm really lucky that my mum-in-law is a midwife, so I was able to get her round at it was about 1 in the morning as well. So I phoned her, I was like, I don't know what's happened, but my whole stomach went like a rock for about half an hour, and it was so painful. But it happened shortly after I'd been trying to do some Pilates moves, because I've been doing pregnancy Pilates throughout this, but it was the I was doing some Pilates moves that I probably shouldn't have been doing at this stage of pregnancy. I think it sent my stomach into spasm, and it was hard. It was so painful. I was actually in agony. My husband was going to phone the ambulance, so we were like, maybe this is it. And his mum came round, and even she thought maybe you are in labour, because I was in so much pain. But the pain was higher up in my tummy, so it was kind of there-ish, or sort of around there-ish, rather than right down. So I kind of thought, I don't think it is labour, but it's something weird's going on. But anyway, after Andrew's mum came around, she checked me. The hardness, it was really hard for a while, but then it did eventually soften. And then I had about 4 more kind of Braxton Hicks contractions, and we were thinking, oh, it could happen. So I suddenly panicked and was like, need to grab things from the hospital. I really need to get my bum in gear. But it turned out that actually the next morning everything had calmed down and gone away, and you're like, oh, okay then. No baby yet then. I've just realised that I forgot to also weigh myself now at 9 months to see how much weight I've put on throughout the pregnancy. My last vlog, I think I was weighing in at 9 stone 13, and before the pregnancy I was about 8 stone 9, so I put on about a stone and 4 pounds. So I'll go now and see if I've put on any more weight in the last few weeks. I'd be very surprised if I haven't, because I do feel huge, but let's go and have a look now. Try and zoom in. That 10 stone 1. So yeah, according to that, I am now 10 stone 1. So I've put on from 8 stone 9, a stone and 6 pounds. I think that works out that I've put on so far in pregnancy. Still could have a couple more weeks to put on more weight, but yeah, that's what I've put on for now anyway. That's kind of where I'm at 9 months. Yes, still going. If you're pregnant, how are you getting on? How far along are you? Is any sign of your baby? Has your baby come early? Were you due way after me and the baby's already here? I may not want to know that. Or are you like weeks overdue already, like a couple of weeks like I was, and you're like, ah, seriously? Yeah, let me know. As always, just leave any comments below. I obviously don't know when this baby's gonna make an appearance, so there may be another little vlog from me. I'm hopefully gonna do a what's in my hospital bag vlog in the next few days. Better get that done soon, just in case. Yeah, my next update may be I'm now 2 weeks over and I'm going mad. Or hopefully it may be here's the new baby. If you're pregnant, good luck. Hope it's all going well, and I'll be back with an update very soon.